Sanwanani Dumalangapshani, hello! Welcome to my channel, guys. I'm so excited to shoot yet another video. It's Queen Pipa. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. So today I'm not alone. I'm shooting with a beautiful lady next to me, and she'll introduce herself and tell you guys who she is to me.
Hello, greetings to everyone. My name is Esther Osije. I am with Billow's mother.
She's my mom, guys. She's not my sister. Don't we look like sisters? Like, take a deep look at us. We look like sisters, I think, once upon a time. So, guys, before I get so rude, Mingo Mama.
Brenda.
How are you, Mama?
I'm good, and how are you doing?
I'm great. So today's video is basically about my mom sharing her journey of how she met the love of her life, who is currently her husband. And to be specific, he's a foreign national. That's my daddy-o. And he's Nigerian. And my mom will basically highlight that entire journey since they met day one, what challenges they've been through, and some of the big hurdles they've had to overcome by being a couple that is not necessarily recognized as normal in this country. So yes, let's shoot straight to the questions. So Mama, question one. Basically, I want to find out from you if you can just give us a brief explanation as to your previous relationship pending marriage, and how did you cope with them?
Apparently, I had a couple of relationships, though they were very short term. But, you know, as a woman, every woman has got her standards, her expectations. And through all out my relationships, unfortunately, I didn't get what I was expecting. My expectations were never met. Then I decided that I will wait until the right man comes along.
Nice. So, pending marriage, did any one of those people that you were with, were they foreign nationals or just South African citizens?
No, they were basically South Africans. Basically, I have 3 children, and all of them, I raised them alone as a single parent. And I decided that I want to give them a better future because of the disappointment that I have experienced during those relationships. So I decided that the best way to go is to find Jesus Christ. And by the grace of God, Jesus find me before I find him. So that's when I decided, no, it's time to start my life again, refocus, and wait upon the Lord.
Wow. Very rare, you know, nowadays we rarely do that. We just jump from one relationship to another, hoping to find somebody different. But it's quite rare for you to actually wait upon the Lord. Guys, so just tell us how you met Daddy-o. How was that? Paint a picture for us of how you guys actually met.
Well, that was in 2009. I remember very well. And by that time, we were just close to our annual church conference. Normally, we get a lot of visitors from abroad. Then we were preparing for that conference. Then it was this one Sunday, my pastor called me to say that they have visitors from Kenya, because I'm actually in hospitality team at the church. Then he asked me to prepare some meals for them. Then I was home, and I delayed because unfortunately there was a load shedding. Though we didn't know that it was load shedding by that time. But anyway, it was load shedding, and it took me time to cook. Then by the time I got to church, it was almost, the service was almost over. Then as I entered the church, then there was this pastor who was praying. But I could not see him because all the members of the church, the congregation, they were on their feet. So I could not see what was happening on the pulpit. Then this pastor was praying. So as he was praying, I was was so eager to see who is this man of God who was praying so powerfully.
All right.
Because apparently what happened, we just they just stole our instruments, our musical instruments in the church. So actually we were praying that God should help us to find those people, or rather maybe find the instruments, things like that. So we believed in God that something might happen. So he was praying in that line. Then unfortunately I could not see him, but then I just stood at the back, wait for the prayer to be over. Then I had to leave before everyone as well to go and prepare in the office for their meals. Then, wow. Actually, so as I was preparing, there he walks in. And this lady in the church just looked at me and said, let me introduce you to these pastors. They are from Mpumalanga. And one of them is my husband to be. And I went close by. I met them. But I could see that Mr. Osije said was actually seeing something else.
Hey, Chibu. All right.
And there I greeted them. And believe you me, I could not look at this man in the eyes. Something was just happening, but I can't just explain. Those who understand what I'm talking about will get me. So my hands was even shivering. Because the connection, magical connection from heaven, not this things. So there was that kind of a magic that just happened between us. I decided to say, you know what, this stops right here, and I'm going to focus to what I have to do. Went back there, start serving the guests. While I was serving the guests, he didn't even touch his food. He was just looking at me. And I was so uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. And I have to make a way out of there and ask this lady, say, please, can you speak to that gentleman? The way he's looking, he's making me uncomfortable, definitely uncomfortable.
Daddy.
The lady was just laughing. He was just laughing at me. He said, what's wrong with you? Can't you see, this is your husband. I said, hold your horses, madam. So, but anyway, fast forward. They have to leave. Then I have to just tell them that, no, okay, fine, thank you for meeting you. And we will see you in the evening service, because we had 2 services, like in the morning and in the evening. I didn't even know that this man of God is coming to preach that evening. Then, that evening, the service started. Very funny. Even my pastor didn't even tell me. You know, sometimes he will share with me, this is the person who's going to preach today. And to my surprise, Mr. Osije was the one that's going to preach. Wow. The message. I can't even forget that message, even today. You know, he preached fire down. You know, that's what I got a prophecy before, you know, from my pastor, that I'm going to be married. He just described this man. For me, that man really looked exactly like a prince. So, by the time I was praying, that prophecy came. And I realized, wow, God, so this is the man that my Pastor Chawani was telling me about. Oh God, thank you. Then I started to be at ease. After the service, I went out before everyone drive back home. You know, because I was in another state. Then I got home. When I got home, because during the day he asked for my numbers, I refused. When I got home, you know, I was feeling somehow. But anyway, switch off the phone, then I slept. Apparently, my lady friend gave him my numbers.
Who's that lady friend?
I can't expose the names now yet. because she didn't give me permission, you know. So she gave her my numbers. She gave him my numbers. Then, to my surprise, as I woke up, I think it was 8 a.m. in the morning, I've got almost 80 messages, 80 guys, messages of love. Something I've never ever experienced, 80. Then I thought, this guy, maybe he's been writing these messages before, you know, to other girls. Now he's just combined, you know, consolidated them forward. I got angry. I said, this guy, I didn't give him my phone numbers. He's just starting me with all these funny SMSs. But as I read them, you know, I become so cool. It makes me my heart so soft. So, you know, so I was so excited. I was just melting, you know. Then, but I kept that in mind. I said, I want to ask him, where do you get 80 messages at a go like this? That is not possible, because I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, our guys, you know, in my relationships, nobody has ever sent me 3 messages. They call you in the morning just to say, hey, Hulian, hey, Oko guy, you know, I wanna manchuana. So there's nothing like that intimacy, that romance. You know what I'm talking about.
Je ne sais quoi.
And I switch off my phone. I could see this guy he's desperate to speak to me. Very, very desperate. And then I've got 2 phones though. So my lady friend, you know, she's a problem that way. She called me on my other phone. Says, hey, madam, please open your phone. The man is dying to speak to you. I said, no way. And unfortunately, we had a family funeral in Rustenburg. One of our nieces passed on. So that was Monday. I didn't speak to him. I didn't speak to him the whole week. You know, I suspended him, you know. He was on a test. I wanted to see how serious, you know, is this man. Then that Friday, drove to Rustenburg. Then in the evening, Friday evening, I decided, wow, Esther, that's too much. Just try and say hi to the gentleman, you know. Then that was the night I just started to say hello. Oh my God. I had to cook there. You know, it was like my phone will fell in the pot or in the fire, because he could not just say goodbye. He spoke to me for 3 hours. I decided, you know, the best thing, this man doesn't know goodbye. Then I have to switch off the phone until the next morning. I got more than 20 SMSs of love.
Wow.
He was provoking me. Then come back. We came back Saturday, yes. Coming back, then I have to tell him I'm back. And he was supposed to go back that Wednesday. So he remained for my sake. So we made an appointment for Monday. Then Monday we met, we spoke. When we finished our conversation, at the end, he just said to me, I'm sorry, my dear, I'm going to disappoint you. I am not wasting my time. I am not looking for a girlfriend. I have found a wife in you, and I want to marry you. That was in December. I want to marry you as soon as I can. I said, what? As soon as you can? What do you mean? I said, no, even tomorrow I can marry you, because I see my wife in you. Wow, I was so shocked. Sister Julian, you know, you know, you know, coming back, you know, like so, you know, South Africans, they will tell you, sorry, I'm not trying to discriminate here or something, but banale death thing, you know, and for about 6 years. So I don't know when is the right time, you know. So, but I thank God, because one thing that I know about God is that God, when He says this is the right time, it is the right time. And God cannot allow you to be exploited. You understand? So God loves us as his children. And God always prepares good things for us. As long as you are prepared to wait upon him, you will get the desire of your heart. That is why you don't just wait, but you also delight yourself in him. So I have waited for more than 7 years. So I knew that God had to give me something that is, that is worth, you understand? So that is worth. So this man, when he told me that he wanted to marry me, I was shocked, but I was not surprised. Because I know that I worth to be married, not Hujola. You understand? So he said to me, no, I want to marry you. I said, wow. I said, okay, thank you. I will let you know. Because I didn't have an answer for that man that time. Then I left. But anyway, to cut the story short.
Long story.
Long. This is very long. Then I accepted. I said, yes, sir.
After how long?
I think it was in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
How long were you guys together in that whole process before marriage?
Okay. How the time frame was that was like this. I think after I've accepted him, that was in December. Then in April, they came for Lobola.
Yeah.
Yes, the 23rd of April.
It's like 4 months.
Yes, 4 months down the line, they came. That was the 23rd of April, 2010. I remember vividly. They came for Lobola. And they paid everything.
Wow.
And he have to...
No peace.
To buy even the things that was needed.
Necessary.
So he brought everything. No labor, nothing. So he paid his dues. And I know that there was... there are things that...
We'll get there.
That I will explain later. So then on the 23rd, they came in Lobola. Then
and you got married on?
Then we got married on the 23rd of October.
2010?
Same year. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, World Cup. Philip was here. So guys, my parents are so lovey-dovey. Like, they call each other every pet name you could think of. Baby, lovey, dali, sweetie, pompo. So there's this one name that is so it sounds really ridiculous. And I want to know from my mom. Well, they call each other now currently because I think these pet names change every year. So this one is the longest one that I've heard apart from baby. It's Blo Blo. They call each other Blo Blo. So mama, what is Blo Blo and how did this name Blo Blo come about?
Okay, what happened is that I realized that, everybody's baby. And I remember even my little niece, she's about 6 years. She said to me, so why you call him Papa Baby? Is Papa a small child? That I realized that now, what can I do? So there was one time when we were celebrating my husband's birthday, then we bought balloons, Then, we did that balloon decoration. So there were many. Then there was this friend of his, he's also Nigerian. So so he came by, then he says, wow, Mama, oh, this is beautiful. So the blah blah for Papa. I said, no, this blah blah for Papa. They are nice, oh. I said, blah blah. I said, wow, what a name. So blah blah, it's a balloon. And I realized, a balloon is a beautiful thing, Then I started calling him blah blah. So when I said blah blah, he said, so you want to call me balloon? Do you know that the balloon can punch anything? So, but anyway, from that day, I started calling him blah blah because for me, a balloon is something that brings joy, it's something that, highlight, brings some light in you, that makes you excited sometimes when you see it. So that's how I call him blah blah.
Oh wow, guys, you see what I mean? Next year I don't know what else they'll be calling each other. So Mama, there's the good and the bad, and there's this stigma, especially in our country, that Nigerians, specifically Nigerians. I don't know about other foreign nationals, but I think there's a lot of highlight on Nigerians, that they are predominantly known for being notorious in the field of being scammers, opening fake churches, being fake pastors, becoming pimps, pimping out South African women as prostitutes, and many, many, many other things. So for you, keeping this in mind, did you have any doubts or, any bothering in terms of this topic that hindered your decision in marrying him?
I didn't have any problem. My reason being that, first of all, I didn't meet my husband in a pub, in a tavern. I met him in the house of the Lord. And I knew when I met him, there was a confirmation in my spirit that this is your husband too. Then, nations are the same. For me, even in South Africa, we do have people that are scammers. Being South Africans, we do have scammers. We do have fake pastors that are South Africans. We do have liars that are South Africans. So every nation, they've got all those kind of people. But one thing that is outstanding is that I had 101%, if there is something like that, from my family. My family gave me support. My family is one family that is loving and that loves the Lord. So I think when we were growing, we met a lot of Nigerians, and we were friends with them, and we knew what kind of people they are, So for me, when I met my husband, it was not like first time first time to meet a Nigerian, but he was a different person. And every person is different on his own, unique on his own. You might be a Ghanaian, you might be a Zimbabwean, you might be a South African. You are unique on your own. So we can't paint everybody with one brush. So for me, I believe that whatever someone is doing, that is their choice. They have decided to be like that. It's a choice. They decided to be scammers, not because they are Nigerians, not because of they are another nation, but as a person, as a human being, they have decided to be like that. So it's a choice of a person to be to be who you want to be. It's your choice. If you want to be a good person, you make a choice in your heart. You make that decision. I want to be a good person. If you want to be a thief, you will be a thief. If you want to deal with drugs, you decide that you want to deal with drugs. So for me, I never had any problem, because maybe I can say I'm blessed because I had the support from my family. I also had a support in my church. I had support along my friends. Even if I know that there was one of my friends that asked me, Esther, really, out of all men in the whole world, you decided to marry a Nigerian. Are you normal? I said, very much normal. And he was a close male friend of mine. If you were worried, why didn't you find me a husband? So you see, you were never concerned
At all.
That's when he said, I didn't mean that. I said, let me tell you something. I love this guy, and he is my husband. And I'm going to stick by him. So here we are today.
Yeah, but you answered the next questions. The next question that I was about to ask you. I wanted to ask, what kind of treatment did you get when you exposed this detail about your life, that you actually getting married to a foreign national? What kind of treatment did you get from friends, family, people that were around you guys, people that you acquainted yourself with?
Yeah, it was not everybody, as much as I quoted that my family supported me, church members, but some people were very skeptical. They thought I've made a very wrong mistake. I've made a very big mistake by marrying a Nigerian, because they said, oh, those people are very cruel. Esther, they will kill you. Oh, they are going to eat your money. I don't know. Hey, they're going to destroy your business. Hey, what? Lot of stories. But I was so much at peace. I was so much at peace because I knew that this relationship is not from anywhere, but it is from God.
Oh, beautiful. So this is part 1